Good morning, good evening, everyone. We are on day 15 of Wrinkles Live. How are you today? Hi, Sam! May you are having a grateful day. I am Arms and my mission is helping people age backward and serving my community. On the first part of the book, we learned how the slight edge works, and starting today, we would be learning on leaving the slight edge, and we'll start on the road not taken. As Robert Frost has said, I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. Hi, Tito Frank. Good evening. So, it's 6 a.m. The alarm goes off. You reach the alarm and hit its nose, telling yourself a little bit more. It's still dark. A bottle of oil is dancing around you. You're facing a choice. You could set up and start grinding your day, write 3 things you're grateful for, and start the cardio or dance around to make your body move. And suddenly you remember that it's Saturday, and what would be your choice? Would you take a break because it is the weekend? Have few minutes out of one Saturday morning is hardly has a life-altering consequences, but it does. Greatness is always in the moment of the decision, and so is faith. Hi Joanna, good evening. When you end up in life, it is not about whether you are good or a bad person, or whether you are not deserving, or your karma, or your circumstances. It's dictated by the choice you make, especially the little ones. Hi Ron, good evening. Either way, you end up in the same place or on the other side of the next 10 minutes, right? Only you don't. You end up in different places because your actions don't move in a straight line. They curve. And everything curves. There was a time when people of the world were convinced that the earth stood still at the center of the universe. But because of some visionaries like Galileo and a handful of others risked their lives to choose the road less traveled by, the world caught on what is now obvious to everyone: the earth revolves around the sun. The truth is, everything is curved, no straight line. Everything is always constantly changing, including our life. We are on a journey called life path, and our path is not a straight line, but always curving, either upward or downward, above and below the slight edge. Let's take a look back on the story of a wealthy man's lesson where the penny duplicates every day. Kung titingnan natin sa graph, it's slowly moving to upward curve, just like how the power of compound interest works. It is also the picture of the slight edge when it is working for us. But when it is not working in our favor, it just curves downward. The lower curve represents the 95% who reach their golden years, angry, bitter, and have no idea how they got there or why. And it seems life isn't fair. And that's how it is. But it is not, no matter of being fair or unfair. It's pure geometry of time, because time will be our friend or enemy. It depends purely Which side of this curve you decide to ride, entirely up to you. If you're doing simple disciplines, time will promote you. If you're doing the few simple errors in judgment, time will expose you. No matter how you appear to be doing right now. Life is a curved construction. Time is its builder and choice its master architect. Hi Orchids, good evening. So, why people don't fly? Have you ever wondered why people don't fly? When something difficult, tragic, and painful happen, we would simply, wow, that's heavy. Indeed, it is. Life is heavy because our predominant force on earth is gravity, and it is always pulling us down. When Bishop Milton Wright once said in one of his sermons in 1890, hi Julie, good evening. He says if God had meant man to fly, he would give him wings. But some can't just seem to accept self-evident truth. Like his two sons, who 13 years later built and flew the first successful man-powered heavier-than-air flying machine. And that is Wilbur and Orville Wright. And there's one, social science research says that as a child, we heard the word no about 40,000 times by the age of 5, even before we reach our first grade. And the word yes just 5,000 times. So, the word yes is 5,000 times. And 8 times as many no's as yeses. 8 times the force holding us down compared to the force lifting us up. 8 times the gravity against our desire to soar. Then, don't do that. No, you can't. We don't have time. We don't have this. No, 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 no. Granted that most of these no's were well-intended, but where are the yeses? Diba? As mentioned, only 1 of 20 will ever achieve his or her goals and dreams. Regardless of what realm, our life or work we're talking about, we'll see an average success rate of not more than 5%. So why those numbers provide the answers? Because when we grow up with 40,000 no's to 5,000 yeses, 33 negatives to 3 positives, no wonder the 95% of us are failing. It is any wonder why most people don't fly? With those data, 40,000 versus 5,000 yeses. If you are one of those rare and special percenters who decides to ignore the gravity and take to the sky, one of those rare birds like Orville and Wilbur, who choose to break free of the downward pull of life and rise up to a higher quality of accomplishment and success, to be a pioneer and take and risk discomfort and ridicule for the sake of our dreams, well, there's a good news and bad news for it. Hi Donna, thank you for watching. The good news is you're already exceptionally well-oriented towards success. But the bad news is all those 95% are going to be yanking on us, sitting on us, naysaying and doomsaying on us, doing their level best to pull you back down. Why? Because if we succeed, it reinforces that fact that they are not where they want to be. But it is all up to you or me and us. For things to change, you've got to change. For things to get better, you've got to get better. It's easy to do, but then it's just as easy not to do. We're always on this blame and responsibility mode. If you want to measure where you are, whether on success or failure curve, there is one attitude or state of mind which predominate either side of the curve. On the failure curve is blame, and on the success curve is responsibility. So, people on the success curve live a life of responsibility. They take full responsibility of who they are, where they are, and everything that happens to them. While taking responsibility liberates you, even when it hurts, even when it doesn't fair. When you don't take responsibility, you blame others. Circumstances, faith, or chance, you gave away your power. When you take and retain full responsibility, even when others are wrong or the situation is genuinely unfair, you keep your life reins in your own hands. Negative and difficult things happen to all of us. Most of them are mostly or completely out of our control. It's how we react and view the circumstances that makes the difference between success and failure, and that is completely within our control. As John Burroughs put it, a man can fail many times, but he is not a failure until he begins to blame somebody else. So, hindi mo kailangang mag-blame to anyone. People on the failure curve are masters of blame. They blame everyone and everything, including the government, the economy, the crisis, the neighbors, the weather, their kids, co-worker, their boss, their parents, so on and so forth. Remember, what you think multiplied by action plus time will create what you get. So don't complain about what you allow. People on the failure curve are oblivious to the slight edge. As Werner Erhard on responsibility says, responsibility is declaring oneself as cause in the matter. It is a context from which to live one's life. Responsibility starts with the willingness to deal with a situation from and with a point of view, whether at the moment realize or not, that you are the source of what you are, what you do, and what you have. The people on the upper half of the slight edge curve are the cause of what happens in their life. They view all the forces that brought them to this point, God, parents, teachers, childhood circumstances, and so on, with gratitude and appreciation and without blame. They take full responsibility for all the choices they make in their lives and in their work. Do you? Do you do that? Do you take responsibility? It's easy to do and just easy not to do. Madali siyang gawin at madali din siyang hindi gawin. If you don't take responsibility for your thoughts and actions and circumstances right now, will that kill you today? Of course not. No, but simple error of judgment compounded over time will absolutely and positively destroys you and us. Successful people do what unsuccessful people are not willing to do. They take full responsibility for how the slight edge is working in their lives. Unsuccessful people blame the slight edge for their lives not working. Unsuccessful people know that they cannot afford that luxury of blaming. Past and future, your past and future. When this experiment was made, sitting down in a comfortable position, when you look down on the floor now and think about life in the next 5 minutes, anything and everything you think, and do the same while looking up at the ceiling. And people find that when you're looking down, it's hard not to think about the past. But if you're gazing upward, it's pretty hard not to start thinking about the future. So people on the failure curve tends to focus on the past, and it pulls them down. People on the success curve focus on their future. You can guess what happened. It pulls them up. Hi Roberto, thank you for being here. But they don't ignore their past. They use it as a tool, one of them many which they build their future. Make yourselves experts of what's right and let go of what's wrong. You can change the past, but you can change the future. Would you rather be influenced by something you can change or by something you can? Pili ka lang. Where you are headed. Which way are you headed? One of the 5%ers who's living on the success curves and going up? Or are you among the resigned majority, the 95% on the failure curve sliding down? Saan ka dun sa dalawa? Not sure perhaps? Or maybe in the middle? Sorry, but there is no middle. You either going up or going down. It's an upward or downward journey. You are in a motion. You have no choice but in that motion in which direction. You have total choice in that. Improving or diminishing in personal or professional value, like your health, level of happiness, friendship, personal development, finances, career, positive impact on the world. When you add all this together, how would you describe the overall value or meaning of your life? Is that sense of growing stronger, deeper, richer, more powerful every day, month and month, year after year? Because life is not a practice session. There's no dress rehearsal. What happens, that is it. This is for the truth. This is for real. Play it straight and be real with yourself. Take a look at your life and tell the truth about where you really are at now. Which way are you headed? To the success curve or to the failure curve? Will you take the responsibility or will you take the blame attitude? The good news is the alarms goes off at 6 a.m. Your hand shoots out and hit the snooze. Now you face a choice. And the good news, you can choose. Because in every moment, you always face a choice. Where you are right now is poised in the present, with the past stretching behind us and the future lying ahead. At any moment in our life, we can choose to change which side of that curve you're on, which side of the curve we choose. Our choice, it's either going upward or going downward. You cannot change the past. You can absolutely change the future. The past does not equal the future. In fact, you cannot look in both directions at once. You can look up, or look down. You can look back or you can look forward. You can look in the rearview mirror or you can look at the highway ahead. All the information you need is already here. You already doing the actions. But what kind of action, it's up to us. Going upward or going downward. All you need to do is choose to have them serve and empower you. And keep on choosing. Step into the upper curve, the path of success, and in time, you will put any area of your life on track. Health, finances, relationship, family life, career, spiritual health, your sense of accomplishment and fulfillment and purpose. And it will be less time than you might think. You will be straight up to the success curve. So, the essential point of this chapter were, everything is always in the motion. Every day, every moment, your life path is either curving upward or curving downward. Growing up, we heard 5 times as many no's as yeses. Life has a downward pull. People on the success curve are pulled by the future. People on the failure curve are pulled by the past. No matter where you are, at any moment you can choose to step onto the success curve. Either you're going upward or you're going downward. Take the responsibility or take the blame. You have the choice. It's up to you what road you will be taken. What road you will going forward or you were going backward. Thank you once again for being here on Wrinkles Live Day 15 and those who are watching on replays. Anyways, for those who are open to step into the success curve, you can say yes or no to start a business in the beauty and wellness industry and take your family life to the life that you always wanted. Just go to my profile, send me a message. Who knows, this might be the life path of success that awaits you. Thank you all. Good day and good night. See you again tomorrow on Wrinkles Live Day 16. That is Mastering the Slight Edge. See ya all. Thank you. Hi, Mav. Thank you for watching. Idalberto, Donna, Julie, Orchids, Ron, Joanna, Tito Frank, and Lisel. Thank you for being here with me. See ya all again tomorrow.